what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here on this Monday, July 1st, 2019, 6:28 p.m. my time here in the west coast of California. And man, July already. That's unbelievable, folks. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like time is definitely speeding up towards something. I can't put my finger on it, but I tell you what, it's definitely in a rapid process of speeding up. Taking a look at the earthquake 3D globe here, folks, over the last 24 hours of earthquake activity. Most recent larger earthquake being a 6.0 out here in between Fiji and the Indonesia Islands region here. You can see that blue flag there, 6.0. Out there on part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, so no doubt definitely some increase in activity, or I should say continued increase in activity. Taking this back here more than a couple or more than 24 hours ago shows the continued increase out here along the Pacific Plate, and more so over here towards the west, past the Indonesia Islands region, stretching out here into this part of the world, along with a deep earthquake out here, 5.9 earthquake, popping up in the region of, let's see exactly where that's at, Philippines region. Pretty good sized earthquake, but look at the depth up here. Depth 549 kilometers below the surface, so we're talking way deep down there in the Earth's surface there. Looking at California, switching over here to California, and Nevada map here, it shows the last, well, they got the last week of earthquake activity here, red being the newest earthquakes, blue being the last day, last week showing up in the yellow. So not a whole lot of activity showing up out here. I do want to point out some interesting activity out there in the state of Nevada near Caliente. It looks like Caliente, Nevada, where they had a 4.2 earthquake, which is pretty somewhat significant out there, followed up by a good sizable swarm of aftershocks. So interesting activity, continuing to watch that as well. If you notice, the fault systems out here are sporadic in nature. And this 4.2 did not take place near any type of fault system, at least within close range, meaning about 10 miles or so. I'm still kind of looking into that activity, but yeah, interesting activity nonetheless out there. California looks pretty quiet, looks pretty non-existent right now. We will keep an eye on that. The tremor map for the northwest area, Pacific Northwest, including Northern California, Oregon, and Washington, and Vancouver Island region with the Cascadia subduction zone of importance here, shows some pretty significant slow slip events down here on the southern part of the Cascadia subduction zone, which is interesting because we're looking at some further increase in pressure out here in these built-up stressed areas off the coast of California, in that subduction area where the North American plate and the Juan de Fuca plate there, Juan de Fuca plate subducting and whatnot underneath the North American plate. Some further activity up here towards the north as well, so we will continue to keep an eye on that, but definitely some significant tremor being picked up in the Cascadia subduction zone range. Taking a look at let's refresh that, make sure I got the most recent data here. Yellowstone National Park area, pretty quiet, folks. I do like to include them every once in a while. Not too many people know that this is indeed a supervolcano. It's more than just Old Faithful shooting off every 20 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever she does. I can't remember, I've never been up there, but yeah, so definitely a supervolcano. The caldera being outlined right here takes up a good portion of the northwest part of Wyoming. Pretty huge caldera. If that thing were to blow, then you can pretty much kiss your job and everything else goodbye. Shall she blow? But I don't see any signs of that happening right now. So that's a good thing. That means I get to go back to work, right? Yay. Let's see what else we got out here, folks. Pretty mellow. I mean, even the solar activity out here, folks, is relatively quiet. Of course, no solar flares to report, no sunspots to report. Earthquake, or not earthquake, but solar weather data is relatively quiet. I mean, I guess it's expected during a minimal type event, so it's continuing to do what it's going to do, and that's stay on the minimum side. So yeah, just wanted to do a quick update, folks. These are live seismograph stations here. A little bit of activity in Southern California, a little bit off the coast of Northern California right here. Other than that, activity looks pretty quiet. No major quakes to report on the live seismic data. In the meantime, hope everyone out there has a good July 1st. I know we got the 4th of July coming up here, Independence Day. So yeah, we'll catch you folks a little bit later. Stay safe out there and have a good one. Peace.